Yaadhum Oore Yaavarum Kelir.
Yaadhum Oore Yaavarum Kelir.
Yaadhum Oore Yaavarum Kelir is the first line of an ancient poem that was written 2000 years ago in Tamil language. This is not just a poem that we would listen to, feel good and move on. This is a poem that carries a pathway for a meaningful life. Though only the first few lines were used and quoted often, the upcoming lines carry equal amount of wisdom in them. Before we look into the meaning of the poem, let's look into its history.
Tamil is considered to be one of the oldest languages in the world. When we look from a cultural and literature standpoint, it is the Sangam age where the literature works flourished in Tamil, under the Tamil kingdoms of the Cheras, Cholas and the Pandyas. The Sangam age spanned from roughly between 500 BCE to 300 CE. There were three Sangams that were held. Here, Sangam literally means gathering of the poets. The first Sangam is believed to be held in South Madurai, which some speculate not to be the present day of Madurai, but was present in the hypothesized lost continent called Kumarigandam or Lemuria. The legend has it that this Sangam was attended by the gods and sages. There are no literature works from this Sangam available now. From second Sangam, only one literary work called Tolkapiyam survived till day. The third Sangam was held in the city of Madurai. It is the poems that are available from this Sangam that tells the literature prowess and ancientness of Tamil language. The literature works available from this Sangam are grouped into 18 literature works called 11 Melkanakku Noolgal or 18 greater texts. These 18 are then sub-categorized into two called Ettutogai, which consists of 8 anthologies, and Pattu Pattu, which consists of 10 poems. These are some of the oldest available Tamil literature. Under Ettutogai, we have a collection of works called Purananuru, which consists of 400 poems. And it is one among these 400 poems we have Yaadhum Oore Yaavarum Kelir. This particular poem was written by a poet called Kaniyan Pungundranar, approximately 2000 years from the present.
Yaadhum Oore Yaavarum Kelir.
Now this line means that all are our places and all are our people. In this modern era, people call it as universal brotherhood. In this era, we tend to differentiate and discriminate people based on their caste, religion, state and the country they come from. But in those days, people had the intellect and wisdom to say we all are one and the same.
Teedum Nandrum Pirar Taravara.
Both the good and bad things does not come from others. For example, a person walked on a path where it was filled with thorns. Suddenly a thorn pricked him. Here, actually the thorn did not prick him, he chose to walk on the path where the thorns were there. Sometimes in life, we choose the path that we walk into and hence responsible for the both good and bad things that happen as a consequence of it.
Nodalum Tanidalum Avatrorenna.
Now this means that both sadness and comfort from sadness does not come from others. When you let yourself get hurt, you can't search for those healing words from others. You have the problem and you have the solution for it as well. And in fact, nobody can trigger your feelings without your permission.
Sadalum Puduvadu Andre.
Now this means that death is not a new thing. Because from the moment of our birth till the very end, the one thing that walks along with us is death. So don't get feared by death, and it is one among those things that we all share as common. Everyone has a birth, a death, and in between, a life.
Vardal Inidena Magirindandrum Milame.
Oh, what a life I've got. I've got this and I've got that. The author says don't have this type of mindset in life. For dawn and dusk are happiness and sorrow. So don't get to the extreme for anything. Be it happiness or sorrow, for both are transient in life. Striking a balance is the key.
Munivin Inna Tenjalumilame.
Sadness is not the only thing that accompanies a person in his life forever. In fact, life is not forever. So don't think like my life is full of miseries, because even that particular phase is going to pass by.
மின்னொடு வானம் தந்துளி தலையானாது கல் பொருது மிரங்க மல்லல் பேரியாற்று நீர் வழி படோவும் புனை போல் ஆறுயிர் முறை வழி படோவும் என்பது.
Now this line means that with lightning in the sky, small drops of water fall from the sky, which in turn forms a ferocious river. Now this river carries away huge rocks to small stones along with it. Our life is like a small boat sailing through this river, which overcomes a lot of twists and turns. At some places the river might be really smooth, and some places it's really harsh, and so is our life.
திரர்வோர் காட்சியில் தெளிந்தனம்.
Here the author says the above lines were written based on the understanding of the books and poems that were written by the wise men. Now we have to note one thing here, because the author himself wrote this poem 2000 years back, and he credits all of this was possible because of the books and poems that he had during those times. So we can only imagine what type of knowledge this civilization had back then.
ஆகலின் மாட்சியின் பெரியோரை வியத்தலுமிலமே சிறியோரை இகழுதல் அதனினுமிலமே.
This line means that we don't have to look up to people who are above us. At the same time, we don't have to look down on people who are below us. Now, we don't have to respect just because a person has so much of wealth or in a higher rank of status. At the same time, we don't have to discriminate or look down on people who are not so up to our level. We must treat everyone equally, and this is a quality which we all must strive to possess. And that concludes the poem. A poem that was written by a human for his fellow humans, echoing the wisdom from the past, passing through the present into the far future. Let's give life to this poem by practicing it in our daily life.